Hello, friends. Hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I am doing fantastic, and I'm coming to you for the week of May 15th through 21st. And this is the week where a lot happened, but not a lot happened. You're going to see on the day by day. And I am using a kit from Simply a Mess, and actually, Simply a Mess just recently announced on her Instagram that she is no longer going to be a sticker shop. So, unfortunately, this kit is definitely not available for purchase, but just on the off chance that you were wondering, I bought this way back in 2022 in December when she had a big sale. I saw it and I wanted it for the start of gardening season, and I feel like I did this justice. But her shop hasn't been open for the entirety of 2023, which is a bit of a bummer. I really liked a Canadian-made shop, but I'll find something similar, no biggie. So this week was big for two reasons. The first is that I got my license, my driver's license. I got my learners. I'm determined to get to my next phase. There's 2 levels of learners, and then there's your full license. So I'm on like the graduated 1 system, and then I'll be getting into the graduated 2. And I have to tell you, on Wednesday, it was nutso. So story time, well, I get everything loaded up, but essentially, I don't have time to say this for the rest of my week, but on the Wednesday, so I get to the DMV and I get there first thing before they even open, and I was like 20th in line. Fine, not everyone's there to do the G1 testing, so it actually moves fairly quickly. So I'm waiting there for about 45 minutes, and I finally get up to the counter, and the woman's like, oh my God, what did she say? So she was like, I said, is it going to be an issue that like my previous expired driver's license, so I have my expired learners. I'm like, is it going to be an issue that is in my married name? Because I've assumed my husband's name. I have not legally changed my name. And I said, but my birth certificate, which is what you've asked me to bring, is in my maiden name. Shouldn't be an issue. And she's like, yeah, actually, it's a big issue. We need more documentation. So I go home and I get my other documentation, and I get back there and I wait for another 45 minutes. So I'm home for 45 minutes to find the documentation. I get back and they were looking for like pay stubs and taxation stuff. And I'm like, fine. So here I bring everything. And I had already had like 4 forms of identification. It was wild. Anyway, so I go there and I bring it all back, and they're like, yeah, we should have told you we need your marriage certificate. And I was like, I'm sorry, I've now been here for an hour and a half, and I've been home, and I went home for 45 minutes. I waited patiently, like didn't ask to bump the line or anything. And you're telling me that I needed my marriage certificate, knowing that I was married, having mentioned this before, and like asking if it was going to be an issue that my things were in different names, and you didn't think to mention that. I didn't say any of that because I'm a wimp, but yeah, so essentially they're like, okay. So my husband and I then do a frantic search around the house for my marriage certificate. Like a frantic search around my house for my marriage certificate. And I suppose the whole good thing about this is like I'm not stressing out about the test. So one of the reasons that I have yet to get my license, because I have really bad anxiety, especially when it comes to testing situations, especially in a car where I already have anxiety. So, yeah, that was the situation. Anyway, they were like, yeah, but you've been so patient. Why don't you just like stand over here and wave us down when you come back? And so I came back and I waved them down. They're like, yep, you can skip the line. Just come right up. So I came right up, gave them my marriage certificate. Everything was processed, and they were like, oh no. And my birth certificate, because it's my birth certificate, is very old and a bit frayed at the edge because I'm 34. And I have carried this around with me in my wallet. I always keep it safe. It's always with me. I always know where my wallet is. And well, that's not even true. I have it in my like safety documents at home and like the fireproof stuff. Anyway, it's frayed because it's old, because they do not make them the same way that they used to. Like my kids' birth certificates are made out of the same thing Canadian money is, which is like you can't rip it. It's like a plasticky material. Mine is like paper. So anyway, then they were like, no, we figured it out. Don't worry. And I was like, yeah, you better have figured it out. But I didn't say that again because I'm a wimp and I don't really want to do confrontation, because honestly, so many of the people at the DMV were so confrontational to these poor workers. Like, it just is so unnecessary. It is stressful enough as it is. Why are you being rude to people? Like, it's not, I expect that they have very high levels of burnout. These poor people. Anyway, so I did my test. It was very uneventful. I only got a couple of things wrong, and it was the things that I was worried about, and those were the demerit questions. And I'm like, but they shouldn't be asking you demerit questions. Why are they asking you demerit questions? You shouldn't be doing anything wrong when you're driving to get demerits, but I digress. I got two, I think, of 60 questions, 40 questions. I don't even remember anymore. Wrong. Hi. Hi, Pumpkin. Sorry, my baby's here with me, as always. So yeah, I got my license. It was really, really exciting, and you will definitely see that in the day by day. Quickly walking through my spread, I decided to go straight across again this week. I wasn't feeling particularly excited given how hard last week ones had been to plan. But then I ended up using all four of the colors. There was no single color that I wanted to leave out, so I did it, and I did 3 headers, and you guys know I don't normally do 3 headers. And then I went straight across, always the pattern, and then I was trying to fill up space at the bottom here. I only used 2 of the trackers because I only had 2 things to track this week. But yeah, it was good, and I'm just trying to like recall what I was doing. So yeah. Oh yeah, so I used the decorative washi to put in the currently reading. You'd think I'd have my planner in front of me. You'd think. Okay, we're back, y'all. That was like a hot second and a half. I was like having a moment here. Anyway, I pulled in a currently reading script. It doesn't exactly match, but you know what? Green is green in a beautiful kit, and I'm sure it won't like look too bad once we do the full thing. So into my day by day. On Monday, I played around with my stickers a bit. I know they're pulled a little bit differently, but I had it marked down differently in my agenda, my Bujo agenda. What am I in university? Anywho, so I noted that I did daycare drop off for my older kid. Then my husband and I did laundry this morning. And then there should be groceries in here somewhere. Did I do groceries next? I think I must have forgotten to do groceries. Oh, well, yeah, I definitely forgot to mark groceries on Monday, but I do them like every Monday or Sunday or Tuesday. Like, it's not a big deal. So next I was trying to figure out how I wanted to mark everything. So I just used one of these third boxes to mark that my kiddo had his 6-month vaccination appointment. And then directly after that, at my doctor's, I had my own doctor's appointment to address a hernia. Honestly, she was so mean about it. I haven't gone to get the imaging done, but I'm going to have to go. It's a situation. But I just used another quarter box to mark that, and I used Coffee Monsters Co. emojis to mark the appointments, and a Sweet Tea Sticker Co. Olivia to mark laundry. And then I played soccer in the backyard with my kiddo, so I just used this cool soccer little kid with a ball from Fox and Pip, and actually my friend Rachel got that for me. I think I've hauled it. It will go up in a haul that you guys will see next week. Then I used another Coffee Monsters Co. emoji. I put the kids to bed, and my husband and I just had a romantic night, an evening together, and it was lovely. It was like a date evening, so that was nice. Then I did a 5+ kilometer walk, and I just marked that down in a half box because it took up, about an hour of my day, but it was a big deal in my day, and I didn't have a ton to mark this week. Then my husband and I went to the garden center, so I used the pots from the kit just to mark that because I thought it was cute. And then I had Thai for lunch. I realized that is Chinese food, but, I just needed to mark it somehow. Then my kiddo did not react well to the vaccinations. I will always get him vaccinated. I'm sorry that he had to have a little fever, but he needs to get vaccinated. This family believes in that. Then my kiddo and I had more outdoor play. So again, more Coffee Monsters Co. This is a very Coffee Monsters Co. heavy spread, and the second half of it is Sweet Tea Sticker Co. heavy. Then I pulled stickers that night, and finally I started to have like quite a runny nose, some itchy eyes. I thought I had allergies, and I actually have an allergy sheet from the Coffee Monsters Co. So that was perfect. And then I used a Maru to note that I was up not even that late, but I read before bed, and I hadn't been doing that at that point. So It was a good thing to do. I noted laundry again on Wednesday because that is all I ever do in this lifetime. And then in a half box, or at least I didn't use a half box for that, but I used a big Coffee Monsters Co. emoji to note that I took up time, that was grumpy, to note the DMV situation that I told you guys about. And then I used another Maru to note I was so overjoyed I got my G1 again, because I was really nervous for it. Does anyone else have test anxiety? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know. And then for the rest of the day, my Indigo order arrived, and it's this book called Fourth Wing. If you haven't read it, like, come talk to me over on my Instagram, Canada Planner Girl. Guys, it's like, I'm just going to say it right now. I know it's only August, but it is the best book I've read in 2023 and will likely be the best book that I've read in 2023. SJM, I am looking at you. If you are Book Talk girlies or you are Bookstagram girlies, let me know in the, or boys, in the or theys, in the comment down below. Let me know if you are a book person, because I am a book person. We're all people. And then I cleaned the kitchen sink, deep cleaned it. I do that every few weeks now, just because I don't know how it got so filthy. I like topically clean it, but like it needs a deep clean. And then I had a call with my sister that evening. And then I used the same 2 Coffee Monsters Co. emojis that I used on Monday to note daycare drop-off on Thursday and on Friday. And then I noted that I did another 5.5 kilometer walk with my kiddo. So the walk home from my kids' daycare is 3.5 kilometers. And then we always do another 2 to 3 kilometers to give it a nice walk. And then he usually sleeps in the stroller. I went to a new cafe. Well, not new cafe, but like Coffee Culture, which I don't typically go to. But they were nice. But I really wasn't feeling well. It was weird. I thought it was because I was out of shape. I was having a really hard time breathing. I was really not feeling well. And then later that afternoon, after I'd been home for a couple hours, I started to get the shakes and the chills. So both of these were marked with Coffee Monster Co. emojis again. And then we just went to the park as a family. My husband did like all the heavy lifting here, so bless his entire soul. He is so good when I am sick, which is very, very nice. I know a lot of people don't get to say that. And then I marked that I got some Happy Mail, and it was an awful bedtime for both of my kids. So that was just that, I guess. And then on Friday, again, daycare drop-off, I chatted with my mom, who is a doctor, and we determined that I had pneumonia or strep throat, but likely strep throat, just given all my symptoms, which I didn't know it, but my mom was telling me it's one of the worst strep throats that she's seen in her entire 40-year practice, 40-plus years practicing as a doctor. She said people over 25 don't typically get it, and she said there's been a lot of cases this year of people who have gotten it. Then I went to Booster Juice because I hadn't had anything since the Coffee Culture yesterday, and I had to get some kind of protein into my body. Probably TMI, but I am still breastfeeding. So if my kiddo, like I need to get nutrients into my body so that I can breastfeed effectively. It's just how it goes. So I went to Booster Juice, and the smoothie was easier to go down. Obviously, it's a frozen beverage as well, so that's good. Then I called and I canceled. My window appointment was supposed to be 4 to 6 p.m. that evening. Not a chance it was happening. I was sick, and my kiddo was going to get home from daycare. There was no way it was going to happen that evening, and it was advantageous because the guy's truck broke down, so he was not also able to come out. So that was good. And then I picked up my antibiotics, and I'm sure I did more, but that's all I have marked down for that day. On Saturday, I noted that there was no sleep. I did not have. My kids both slept really well, but I did not. When you are sick, I don't know. Again, leave in the comments down below. When you're sick, are you unable to sleep? Like, despite all the drugs that I took, I'm so congested and my throat hurt so badly, I ended up not being able to sleep. Then I just marked that it was an extremely rainy day, like notably enough that I marked it. And and then I used a paper and milk Maru, and it's so cute. Rachel also got me this Maru, but I'm so glad she did. And it says Crafternoon, and I wish I had held it up for the camera. It is adorable. My kiddo and I just did arts and crafts, anything low-key on the Saturday. I tried to keep it low-key for them too. And then we just did a quick walk to pick up more art supplies from Dollarama. And then I just noted, again, with the Sweet Tea Sticker Co. icon, it was still a sick day. I was not feeling good. My husband got home from work and took over, and I think I had soup for dinner or nothing for dinner. Nothing. I couldn't get anything into my body. On Sunday, I was starting to feel a smidge better, like a smidge better. And so my kiddo and I wanted to go, my kiddo wanted to go outside. So we did like the most gentle garden work, like tilling the garden and stuff, getting it ready for everything we needed to. So that was nice. And then I just used dividers because I honestly had absolutely nothing to mark on this day. If we're going to be honest, all my book says is that I was starting to feel a bit better on Sunday, but I didn't really mark anything else. But I do recall we did always a yawn. There's never not a time that I have a plan with me that isn't a yawn. My goodness. Anyway, another not today. It was not a good day. And then finally, a sick Olivia noting like an at-you, just saying that I was quite sick. And I decided I didn't need to write anything for these ones. I just wanted to put down the Olivia and the not today, because those are how I felt. So that was my entire plan with me. I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed it. You'll see a little bit of fiddling around, but if you want to see the completed, full filled in spreads, you will see it shortly, but you can also check it out on my Instagram, which is Canada Planner Girl. I loved planning this. This was a much easier week to plan, and I feel like I'm back in the planning groove. So, oh my gosh, I nearly choked on air. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait to see you in the next one, and I hope that you are all staying safe, healthy, and well. I will chat with you all later. Toodles!